brought to you by Jake Paul and Nikisa Badarian.
We fight hard, fight clean, touch them up.
You're going to pay me to do this? You're going to pay me $40 million, whatever the price tag is, to go out there and beat up a guy like that? Oh my God. I would have said, stick it up your ass. Give me someone who's my age, because that is not competition. And that is what a true fighter would say and should.
Welcome back to Quick Rundowns, your top destination for all things sports and entertainment. Today, we're diving into the epic showdown that took the boxing world by storm. Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson. This fight, now available on Netflix, was more than just a spectacle. It was a clash of two contrasting worlds. Stick around as we break down every thrilling moment and add a touch of sarcasm to keep things interesting. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Before we dive into the fight itself, let's rewind and set the stage. Jake Paul, the YouTube sensation turned professional boxer, has made quite a name for himself. Known for his controversial antics and flair for the dramatic, Paul has been involved in a series of high-profile bouts. His journey from internet star to professional boxer has been anything but conventional. And let's face it, his boxing career has been as much about the drama as it has been about the punches. Paul, with his record of 9 wins and 1 loss, had been knocking out opponents left and right, including some who might have been better suited for a pillow fight than a boxing match. At 27, standing 6'9", after all, he was facing off against Mike Tyson, the iconic Iron Mike who, despite being 58 years old, still commanded respect in the boxing world. Mike Tyson, the living legend whose name alone sends shivers down the spines of opponents, was coming out of retirement for this fight. Tyson's career, filled with explosive knockouts and unparalleled ferocity, had left an indelible mark on the sport. Despite his age, Tyson had been training intensely, proving that you can't put a price on experience and raw power.
Water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim. And this is to make history. You know, people think I'm going to get knocked out by this strong, powerful guy. All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's going to get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're going to see who's dead.
As fight night approached, the anticipation was palpable. The arena was packed, the lights were dazzling, and the crowd was buzzing with excitement. Jake Paul, ever the showman, made his entrance with his usual flair. The cameras were rolling, the fans were cheering, and it felt like the stage was set for a spectacular event. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson's entrance was met with a mixture of awe and reverence. The man who once ruled the heavyweight division was back, and everyone knew this wasn't just another exhibition match. Tyson's presence alone was a reminder of the level of intensity and skill he brought into the ring. The fight was billed as an 8-round boxing bout, and from the first bell it was clear that Tyson wasn't there to play games. As the round started, Paul attempted to establish his dominance with some early jabs, but Tyson was quick to demonstrate why he's a legend. Right from the beginning, Tyson's skill and experience were on full display. While Paul tried to utilize his reach advantage, Tyson's footwork and head movement neutralized his attempts. The first round saw Tyson closing the distance with ease.
Mike on top of bangs him on the left hook right away. APN bends over, then hangs on and walks it back and falls towards Mike Tyson. And time is called now, making it sloppy. They want to keep it clean, and he does the. He's not going to make it. It's 7, 8, 9, and 10. He knocks him out in the first round with a punch right hand.
Evading Paul's punches with a level of agility that belied his age. The key to Tyson's success was his ability to adapt and exploit Paul's weaknesses. Tyson's head movement was reminiscent of his prime years, swift and unpredictable. Paul, in contrast, seemed to be having difficulty adjusting to the speed and precision of his opponent. Paul's strategy, or lack thereof, was becoming increasingly apparent. He seemed to underestimate Tyson's capabilities, thinking that a quick knockout would be in his favor. But Tyson wasn't having any of it. Instead, he methodically dismantled Paul's defenses, setting up for what would become a stunning conclusion.
Gloves off of Mike Tyson as well. Mike showing nice head movement and rolling a little bit. Good instructions given by the ref in the early going. Mike gets it with the right hand, and ATN is down. He was really nailed with a push right hand. It's up to 5 and 6.
And then, the moment everyone had been waiting for. Tyson, with a precision that only a seasoned fighter could muster, unleashed a right-hand punch that was as swift as it was powerful. The impact was immediate and devastating. The punch landed flush on Paul's jaw, sending him crashing to the canvas. It was a scene that no one expected to unfold so quickly. The crowd gasped and the referee began the count. But it was clear from the outset that Paul wasn't going to make it. The fight ended at 2 minutes and 32 seconds of the first round. Tyson's knockout of Jake Paul was not just a victory, it was a statement. It was a reminder that no matter how much hype surrounds a fighter, when faced with true skill and experience, the outcome can be both swift. So what did the experts have to say about this clash of the titans? Joe Rogan, the renowned podcaster and commentator, had been vocal about his predictions leading up to the fight. Rogan, known for his insightful and often blunt observations, had stated that Tyson's experience and power were likely to be too much for Paul. Rogan wasn't just making idle chatter. He emphasized that while Jake Paul had been impressive in his previous bouts, he was stepping into the ring with a fighter whose legacy was built on moments like this. Rogan's words proved prophetic as Tyson's performance demonstrated exactly why he remains a legend in the sport. Pro boxers also weighed in on the matchup, and their opinions were clear. Many supported Tyson, citing his unparalleled skill and experience as key factors that would likely lead to Paul's downfall. Boxers who had seen it all in the ring understood the chasm between Paul's experience and Tyson's legendary status. Boxers like Teddy Atlas and Bernard Hopkins voiced their support for Tyson, noting that Paul's bravado couldn't withstand the raw power and technique of a seasoned champion. Their predictions came to fruition as Tyson delivered a knockout that left little doubt about who the superior fighter was. Now, let's add a touch of sarcasm to our analysis. Jake Paul, with his impressive record of fighting opponents who were either past their prime or not real boxers, found himself in the ring with someone who actually knew how to throw a punch. Shocking, right? Who could have predicted that a YouTube star's hype wouldn't hold up against a living legend? It's almost like having a pillow fight with a heavyweight champion isn't the best strategy for success. Paul's bravado was no match for Tyson's years of experience and raw power. It's a bit like bringing a toy gun to a real gunfight, except in this case, the toy gun is made of cardboard. Let's not forget the build-up. Paul and his team talked a big game, but when faced with Tyson's intensity, it was clear that the fight was more about spectacle than substance. Tyson, on the other hand, was there to remind everyone why he's one of the greatest. No amount of social media followers could shield Paul from that reality. So what's next for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? For Paul, this defeat is a significant setback. He'll need to reassess his approach to boxing if he hopes to continue in the sport. It's a tough lesson in humility and respect, one that might serve him well as he navigates his future in the ring. As for Tyson, this fight was a triumphant return to form. It wasn't just about knocking out Jake Paul, it was about proving that even with age, his skill and power are unmatched. Tyson's victory was a powerful statement, not just to Paul but to the entire boxing world. Tyson's performance was a reminder that true greatness doesn't fade with age. It was a chance for him to show that he still has what it takes to be a dominant force in the sport. For Tyson, this fight was more than just another win, it was a reaffirmation of his legacy. Mike Tyson's fight was a clash of two worlds. Paul's manufactured bravado was no match for Tyson's raw talent and decades of experience. The knockout was a fitting. Jake Paul's defeat was a stark reminder that boxing is not a sport to be taken lightly. Tyson's victory was a celebration of the sport's rich history and a reminder that legends never fade. As for the future, only time will tell where Paul goes from here, and whether Tyson will continue to dazzle us with his prowess. Remember, folks, this fight was as much about entertainment as it was about competition. It's a reminder that in the world of boxing, respect and skill are what truly matter. So let's enjoy the spectacle, have a laugh at the irony, and wait to see what's next for both fighters. Thanks for tuning in to Quick Rundowns. If you enjoyed this detailed breakdown of the fight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more epic sports content. Until next time, keep your gloves up and your spirits high.